And there came a day unlike any other, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Comics Daily from Scorcher Hill, hosted by Brian Keown and Matt Wood. From Scorcher Hill, this is Star Wars Comics Daily. I'm Matt Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
Welcome to episode 155 of Star Wars Comics Daily. Star Wars Heir to the Empire #4. Heir to the Empire #4 was released, apparently, this is probably wrong, January 1st, 1996. I'm going to say it was just released in January of 1996.
Yeah, it seems likely.
Yeah.
The writer is Mark Barron. Artist is Olivier Vatine and Fred Blanchard. Colorist is Isabelle Robero. Letterer is Ellie DeVille. And the cover is Mathieu Lafray. All of those names probably mispronounced as always.
Always, but what can't be mispronounced is how phenomenal the artwork is.
For sure.
Absolutely a stunner and a heartbreaker. Before we get to that, speaking of stunning and heartbreaking artwork, I'm bringing this, and if you're not watching this on the YouTube channel, you're going to be missing out. It's not too much of a special treat, but I pulled the issue of Modern Masters. Now, Modern Masters is a series of books that Tomorrow's Publishing put out probably, in the 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just interviews with, long-form interviews with comic book artists. And some of them are absolutely
they're all fantastic.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of convention sketches and a bunch of art you're not going to see anywhere else.
Yeah, it's a downright shame that the series doesn't continue. I believe I talked to the guys at Tomorrow's, and they just said that people weren't buying them, and it costs a lot to print this stuff.
Yeah, they covered a lot of them big time artists, though.
I know, but I feel like in the time since they stopped, and now because towards the end they were doing who they did, Cliff Chang and Paulo Rivera, and it's imagine if they did one with Chris Samney and there's the list goes on and on and on of absolutely top tier artists that are, that became a big deal in the past 10 years.
Sure.
But yeah, it's alas, maybe me throwing the name out there will spark something. This is the spark that the rebellion is lit on. But anyway, go ahead.
We've got that kind of juice. We can do it.
Exactly. But anyway, I pulled the Michael Golden one, and he does talk about the creation of that Star Wars comic. And it turns out Brian was right. They Golden, was, I guess, close to Archie Goodwin. Asked if he could, just do this random Star Wars comic. And they sat on it for years and years and years. And you're exactly right. The Empire Strikes Back adaptation was delayed. And they needed a quick issue. So Goodwin pulled the comic and scripted it, and Michael Golden then finished it after Terry Austin did the inks. Apparently the coloring was done in about 2 days.
Yep.
But it's fascinating. And then he goes on to have this weird rant about why Empire Strikes Back is too PC and how Star Wars is, was never as good as the first movie.
He lost us there, but...
Yeah, exactly. But, hey, sometimes, the whole don't meet your heroes. Sometimes the comic book artist's personality isn't as pretty as their artwork.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's welcome to his opinion. If he doesn't like Empire as much as Star Wars, that's fine.
I don't necessarily know what the whole PC comment, though, is.
Yeah, I don't know what that meant, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And whenever I hear, an older gentleman throwing around that term, I'm always like, oh no, oh boy.
I mean, there's only one thing I can think about that was a little more PC than the other one, and it's not pretty, so I'm not even going to mention it.
Yeah, probably. Probably. That's an off air. Hey, you know what? You just send a message to @JackLaser if you want to know what he's talking about.
It's Lando.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
That's the only thing off the top of my head. That's the only thing I can think of that was more PC is that there was a black guy in it.
Oh no. We're not speaking for Michael Golden. He might not have meant that.
That can't. I mean, I've met him before, and he doesn't seem particularly. I mean, he's kind of grouchy and stuff, but certainly nothing racist came off him.
Yeah.
So
All right.
we can probably just erase. Not even talk about that, guys. Let's just move on.
Yeah, exactly. I can't edit these podcasts anymore, Brian, because we do the video. But yes, I would be grouchy too if I was an older gentleman and I was at Star Wars Celebration. I'd be very tired and wanting to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. But hey, Olivier Vatine.
He's awesome. He loves Lando. He gives him a cool outfit.
Exactly right. Let me tell you what happens in this adaptation. Oh, by the way, just because I've done it for the past 4 issues, 3 other issues, adapted by the novel by Timothy Zahn.
Adapted from the novel.
Whatever. Luke Skywalker is awoken by Mara Jade. She tells him to see Talon Karrde. Karrde explains that they will keep Luke as their prisoner until they can figure out what the Empire wants with him. He is then taken back to his cell. Han and Lando go to Abergradro and meet up with Finn Torv. Torv is hesitant to take Solo and Lando to his boss, Talon Karrde, but is stranded, and his only way back to his boss is by the Falcon. There's a Sabat game. It's a lot. Anyway. Karrde has Mara Jade move Luke to the stables because he doesn't want Solo and Lando, New Republic representatives, to know that they have Luke Skywalker in prison. Mara throws Luke in the stables, shoots out the locking panel, which leaves Luke without any ability to break free. While in the stables, Luke is reunited with R2-D2, who is also incapacitated. Luke starts to think of a plan to restore power back to the lock. Lando and Han meet with Talon Karrde. Karrde will not ally himself with the Republic because he also does business with the Empire. He is very upfront with his guest. The 3 go to dinner where Karrde introduces his guest to some of his workers, including a slicer named Ghent. During the meal, Karrde and Mara Jade are called away. Thrawn is calling and... lost my spot, sorry. Thrawn is calling and informing Karrde that he is coming because he is in need of ships and more Ysalamiri. Karrde scrambles and welcomes Thrawn, who is arriving immediately. He also Karrde also has the Falcon covered in camo and moved. The same with Skywalker's X-wing. Luke uses the electricity generated by his prosthetic hand to open the stable door, freeing him and R2. They sneak away to the ships to discover his X-wing has been moved. They steal another ship and are quickly pursued by Mara Jade Skywalker. And then you turn the page, and it's one of the most beautiful spreads I've seen in a long while. It's absolutely gorgeous. Both ships crash as the Imperial shuttles arrive. Karrde goes to meet... Sorry, what?
I was just going to say, she's obviously not Mara Jade Skywalker yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoops. Yeah, it's true. Karrde goes to meet Thrawn, who asks about the ships that were in conflict. Karrde explains that it was a disgruntled employee and one of his men in pursuit. Thrawn informs him that both ships have crashed, and he has already sent a rescue party to retrieve the pilots. Han, Lando, and Ghent observe all of this from a distance. Ghent tells Han all he knows, which isn't much, but Solo says they will stay long enough to figure out what is going on. Luke and R2 walk away from the wreck without any damage. They go to check on Mara's ship. As they open the door, she points a blaster at their faces. Well, I guess the only person that has a face. R2-D2 doesn't have a face. Exposition running wild in this comic, but, it is what it is. It's a novel adaptation.
Right, yeah. It's not paced like a comic book.
Yeah.
So, about Mara Jade, do we get into the Emperor stuff in Heir to the Empire, or is that like in the next book?
Yes, okay. I'm pretty sure. So, sure the next issue, not to spoil it, is all about Mara and Luke in the woods getting to know you.
Because on the cover, I don't know if you noticed it, it's Mara Jade with a lightsaber and R2. It's kind of strange because it totally doesn't happen in this comic book, but it's a cool cover.
Yeah, that's going to happen, essentially. Sure. But Luke's going to be there, so I don't know necessarily why R2 and... if I'm remembering from the book correctly, R2-D2 can't travel in the woods, so they have to build him a little what's the thing where you drag somebody?
Oh, I know it's a weird word. It's like a
It's like a
French word or
French word,
something.
right? Yeah.
What?
It's like
Yeah,
a French word.
yeah. I mean, I guess
Trebuchet?
it just
Trebuchet?
no. That's like a catapult.
Oh, that's right.
Pavoy, something like that.
Something. Yeah, I can't remember what it is. But I think they had to build one for R2, and they both take turns like carrying R2D2.
And Archie's like, I could just use my boot jets if you want. No, 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 no. We're gonna carry
No.
you.
I was watching Empire Strikes Back in the drive-in last night, which was awesome because it was supposed to rain, and it completely dodged the rain. So
Nice.
it was nice and a little windy, but not bad at all.
That's a
But anyway,
fact?
huh? No. And because
because
everybody
everybody
thought it
thought
was
it
going to
was
rain. Yeah, exactly.
awesome.
Yeah, we gambled because we're like, what else are we going to do? You know?
Right.
The world's shut down. I mean, I know we can go do stuff, but we really, really should not. But
Please don't do stuff.
yeah, exactly. But we were like, well, let's just go anyway. And if we're out $20, we supported the drive-in. Which
Right.
that's a good enough reason. And
Sure.
it rained a little bit during Inside Out. Didn't rain at one little drop. It rained so bad, and the thunder was so bad that the power went out at the end of Inside Out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a trip. Everything just shut down. Yeah, no, not a hiccup with Empire. But I did notice that R2 at one point is trying to see what Luke is doing in Yoda's hut, and he gets on his tippy toes. And I was
remember
thinking, he's got those rockets that he can just
right.
kind of hover up a little bit.
I do remember him on his little tippy toes because I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty funny.
It's good stuff. It's
Yeah,
absolutely great stuff. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't ever want to see Mara Jade without the cool hat.
Yeah, it is cool, but I bet you're out of luck.
I know. Once you reveal that, like, she's not a bad guy and that, she's a pretty lady with red hair, that...
And Terry Dotson does the next story, so...
Oh, yeah, it doesn't stand a chance. Yeah, are you kidding me?
Although I am looking, I just hear flipping ahead, there's a page with her with the headdress on, but she pretty much immediately takes it off. So.
Knowing that you have a Mara Jade sketch, sans hat,
yeah.
I'm going to make sure that whenever I get mine, she's rocking
Yeah.
it.
Well, I will say I didn't exactly take her off my list for a little 4x5 card that Tom Riley did for me, so it's certainly possible I'll get another one, but you should definitely specify the hat.
At least you have yours.
Well, I don't have it yet. It hasn't come out. At least he's done it.
At least he's done yours. I think he forgot to do mine.
I'm sure you'll. I'm sure.
He's a perfectly nice guy. I just don't want to. I'm gonna wait until probably you have yours and be like, "Hey Tom, nothing's under the tree for old Matty."
Yep.
Yeah, but he's a good guy.
Sure.
Yeah, if you want to check out his art, go to our Patreon page where he has allowed us to use his depictions of the bounty hunters as our tiers.
That's true.
So you should check that out. Luke is wondering why I can't use the Force, and I know the answer. It's the Isa Amari.
Right.
I don't necessarily know why they push back the Force, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you seem to have a huge problem with it. I don't know why. I just accept it as like, oh, that's a thing, and just move on. But yeah,
It's weird. It's so weird.
yeah.
I wonder if at this point you would think that the argument would be before the prequels that the Force was way more of a spiritual thing.
Yeah, certainly. There's no midichlorians or anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
I guess I just took it like Leech from the X-Men. Like it's just they're just a power dampener or whatever, and that's just how it works.
Leech is also occasionally a Fantastic Four member too.
Oh, that's true. But he was originally a Morlock,
I
so.
know. Just want to make sure that.
But he
My
is
team
a
gets
fantastic. Yeah, I will say I will give you that he's a Fantastic Four character now.
Yeah. Let's say we go to Naboo. Sorry, nope. We go to Abrogado,
Yeah,
which is like Venice.
it's like Venice. I think it's a lot less. Like Naboo has a lot more plants than this does. So
Yeah. Naboo looks beautiful, whereas this one is kind of ugly.
yeah, there's no plant life hardly at all. But it is cool looking.
I don't remember this scene in the novel at all. That's not to say that it didn't happen. I just don't remember. I mean, one, it's not really a significant scene. It's 4 pages in the comic, and they basically just get a guy that takes them to the other guy.
Yeah.
I will say, I do absolutely love the waitress hologram thing. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Sort of looks like a mermaid or something.
Yeah. A little Blade Runner-y, maybe, but still cool.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. It can exist in Star Wars, and I'm A-okay with it. Yeah, we see some sabacc, and there are people that can play sabacc.
Right.
I don't know how to play sabacc.
Yeah, and weird because usually they don't because they're just using rectangular cards, and usually they're like octagons, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah. Well. Yeah. They absolutely are elongated octagons, but yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing a set of sabacc cards for sale at Celebration. You have to imagine though, there's some guy that has a booth where he sells.
Surely. Yeah.
Yeah. If not, because once again, people know how to play it.
Right, and Celebration, I bet those booths are real expensive. I bet if you're paying attention to this, kind of a smaller, even C2E2 or something, I bet there are people there.
Hit up Etsy.
Yeah, 100% there's some in Etsy for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't imagine it would take you 2 seconds to find a box set to buy online.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm getting an official sabacc set, but not not like 52 playing cards that are just
right.
in that shape. I want to make sure that if I ever want to learn how to play sabacc, I want to learn how to play sabacc.
Right.
What's the Star Trek game?
Well, there's 3-dimensional chess. That's their big one.
Yeah. I thought they have their own I don't know.
They might have. I mean,
Klingon
they might have their own
checkers
cards
or something.
I don't know. I know on Next Generation they played just straight up poker, but I mean they were humans, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't. You can get kind of wacky with Star Trek, but at the end of the day, they're just people. So.
Because 3-dimensional chess, I think, is Vulcan. So.
Okay. But yeah, I've seen I've seen more 3-dimensional chess than sabacc sets or so.
Yeah, that's a big thing in Star Trek.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's definitely games in DS9. There was a whole casino, so they had a kind of a roulette type game. It wasn't roulette, but it had a thing that spun and stuff like that.
Roulette-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't. I don't think our boy, not Card. What's this guy's name?
Oh yeah, the guy that's going to take him to Card.
Yeah, he's not the most interesting guy, is he?
Nah. I think he's just a middleman. I mean, I think he just needed this character to get him there, so I don't think he was.
Well, he shows up at the very beginning of Heir to the Empire when Han goes to.
Is his name Torv?
Torv, yeah. When he goes to Mos Eisley, when he goes to Cantina, Torv is there, remember? And he's the one that informs him, oh yeah, ever since Jabba left, Talon Card is the one that's in charge.
I got you. Yep.
Yeah. The expression "you passed like babes in the tall grass." It's babes in the woods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
don't know.
That bugged me. But
I guess it makes sense. Bringing it back to Last of Us, it's like a baby crawling through tall grass. So you wouldn't see that baby, so I guess.
Yeah. Babies have a better way of hiding themselves. Luke Skywalker being moved to the stables.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it because Luke has to get MacGyvery.
Yeah, I love the idea that he had to use his hand to get out. That's pretty cool.
It's a good scene in the book because I do remember this because Luke doesn't even think of it for a while, and he makes a comment that he hasn't even acknowledged that it's not even a real hand. Yeah. He's so used to it, which for me tells me they don't shower in Star Wars.
What do you mean?
Well, because let me tell you something. If you showered and you had to take that thing off every time you had to shower, you're going to remember it.
There's no way he's taking it off. That's got to be waterproof.
Okay, well then you're naked with a gigantic glove on.
He doesn't.
Well, you're right.
No,
you're
it's covered in skin. The only reason he wears a glove in Return of the Jedi because remember he gets shot in the hand.
That's right.
So he's wearing a glove over it because it doesn't look like a human hand anymore. It normally just looks like a hand. Yeah. So I'm sure he's showering now and stuff. I
What do
mean,
you think
again,
happens
I
to
don't.
that hand in between episode 6 and 7, where like he's just like, I don't wear that stuff anymore. It's just a robot crazy hand.
I don't know. Maybe I got destroyed at some point or something.
Mm,
You know how often people get their hands chopped off. So
that's true. But yeah,
yeah, it might have just got damaged, and he just didn't take the time. He didn't care enough to repair it enough to make it look like a human hand.
I thought because in Empire, I guess that's just like a brace that he's wearing in Empire when he's getting poked by 21B.
Yeah. He's got some kind of like metal thing over his stump or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
And the real reason that there is for a little bit of
because
a movie trickery.
right, Mark Hamill didn't actually chop his hand off.
Exactly. Yes.
So I'm sure it was much easier just put it on like a metal cuff rather than do some kind of
Yeah.
CGI, which they really didn't have then anyway.
Yeah. Exactly. It's stop motion,
Right.
which looks beautiful on the drive-in screen.
Nice.
Did you hear that Empire Strikes Back was the #1 movie in America this week?
I did.
Yeah, $500,000.
I was gonna say it couldn't have made that much money, but
Yeah.
what else is there playing right now other
Yeah.
than weird old movies like that?
We're going to a charity event at the drive-in. It's going to be on Tuesday night for E.T. and Back to the Future.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a drive-in in my area.
Dude, I want to support the drive-in that is in our area because, like, talk about something that is not going to be long for this world.
Sure. Well, yeah, I don't like there used to be one in North Little Rock, but I don't think it's there anymore. Like there used to be one when I was a kid. I'm sure it's not there anymore.
You hear that a lot of Walmarts are converting their parking lots to drive-ins?
That'd be cool.
That's already happening in a lot of locations because, Walmart's closing at like 9 o'clock now.
Yeah.
That they're just like, okay, just empty out the parking lot and pop up the screen.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey, this was a big thing. I don't know if you noticed it, but we have our 8th. I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh, I didn't even catch it. Who says it?
And Mara Jade says it whenever they have to leave Han and Lando at the dinner table. She says, "I've got a bad feeling about this." Yeah, we haven't had one since Star Wars 15.
Wow. Yeah, we haven't had one so long I completely forgot about it. Usually I at least track a hand getting cut off or something, but yeah, I didn't even
It
track
makes me almost worried that people have been saying it and
we've
haven't
just missed
been
it.
noticing. Because we're really good on May the Force be with yous and dismemberments, but I have a bad feeling about it just because it doesn't happen for so long.
I have a bad feeling that we've forgotten about. I have a bad feeling about this.
But I noticed it and I made a point of going ahead and writing it down.
Nice.
Yeah, Thrawn needs more lizards.
Yep, he needs more lizards, and just happens to need them at the same time that Luke and separately Han are both there.
Yeah, I do love this like comedy of errors for poor Talon Card, where he's like, I can't let them know about the farm boy that's in the stables, and I can't let them know about the two smugglers, and I can't let them know about that's pretty good stuff. I didn't mention this, but the Slicer Gint. You have that brief mention of the pirates that are slavers and all that stuff. That Han, he basically freed a bunch of pirate slaves way back when, and it's like a legendary story that this Slicer has heard of. Now in the book, it establishes that because the Slicer is like enamored with Han Solo. He's almost become a mythical character, and that's why later on Gint is so willing to just like, oh, it's some kind of Grand Admiral, and this,
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
He just straight up just tells him about the Imperials.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it also is there to once again remind you that Han Solo has a heart of gold.
Sure.
Which I don't think is necessary, but
no, not at this point. But
yeah. But there you go. Talon Card, man, like. Do you think the design was drafted up whenever the novel came out and that's what Olivier Valtine is working off of? Or do you think it's something that he created for the character?
I would assume there's got to be some kind of description in the book about approximately what he looks like, and he probably had to extrapolate some.
There is, I mean, yeah, exactly. But are we acknowledging that Olivia Valentine might be the designer
I don't know. I don't
of
know how
Mara
it works.
Jade and Thrawn and all these characters? I mean, Thrawn, no, because Thrawn's on the cover of the book.
Yeah, I would imagine that someone at Lucasfilm or in the publishing department at least had to have had some sort of at least initial design because, like I said, I'm sure that Timothy Zahn gives some sort of description of the characters. So
You think Weston Games?
maybe, but I would imagine that I'm surely Timothy Zahn gets credit for creating these characters and their looks.
Oh, sure,
Who did it? So.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Olivier Vatine was the first person who ever actually really drew these out, and like you said, had to do some kind of tweaks on the designs. But
Yeah. The headdress and goggles, I don't remember ever being mentioned, but who knows? It could have been. It's not an important detail.
yeah, I don't know. But like I said, it definitely sticks for the next adaptation at least a little bit. So
Good. And then Terry Dodson's like, I draw pretty ladies with pretty hair.
yeah, like I'm looking, like I just flipped to a page, and she's got sort of the head thing around her, like around her neck as a scarf, and the goggles hanging down. So she's got them there. She just doesn't necessarily wear them because, like you said, he's more of a cheesecakey kind of artist.
Yeah.
Not that Olivier Vatine isn't either. He actually is
No,
too.
I just turned the page and it shows Mara Jade, and it's like, look at her butt.
Right, we're going to see Princess Leia running around in her underwear for an issue or two.
Exactly.
And been in it too, so.
Yeah. But it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Butt and all.
Sure.
And man, she hops in a cruiser and goes after Luke, and then you turn the page and you see that lake, and oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the art and the colorist, we should say, Isabella Roboro, or however you say her name, does a fantastic job on this.
Yeah.
In general, but especially on this particular double-page spread.
Talk about, I don't know many artists that they're focused more on action rather than just like scenery. I mean, you're not really seeing much action on that spread. You're just seeing like a ship and another ship. Like it's not what draws your attention, and it's that just gorgeous landscape shot. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fantastic, though. It certainly does give me pause.
Sure.
But yeah, and then we get this awesome shot of like the Imperial shuttles coming in.
Yeah, that's very cool.
All like good stuff.
Yep.
We're getting little flashbacks when you see Torrin Card being walked with the Grand Admiral Thrawn. It's very much Lando standing beside Darth Vader.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just like I'm in over my head.
Right.
I don't want to do this, and he's not harboring and protecting Luke or Lando or Han, but he certainly doesn't.
Sense.
He certainly knows that being in the pocket of Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to be costly.
Right.
Red eyes, man. And then
you get some binoculars, which you always love.
I do always love that. It's always great. And these binoculars work like binoculars, which I always appreciate those too.
Yeah.
I once had this long argument of I wonder if Star Wars is the first time we ever see binoculars that like zoom in
Yeah, I don't know.
in a movie.
Feels like probably something Star Trek would have done, but they might not have had really the technology. I guess they could because you're just focusing on a camera angle. So I mean, you could do that.
Right,
but they don't. I mean, they don't usually use that kind of technology, that sort of technology in Star Trek. So I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know if. I mean, I guess you probably had real world technology that could do that.
Yeah, because what you do, you just change the lenses and it would focus in and out.
Yeah.
So you could do that, but
Yeah.
this seems like Star Wars seems like it's a digital thing, like it's
Yeah.
rather than just changing lenses in your.
You're not looking at binoculars, right? You're looking at like a hole that's creating an image, and
Yeah.
Look at Han's binoculars, by the way. It's the ship that Michael Golden drew in the last issue.
It sort of is.
I just a big square, whatever. And then, yeah, got your gun pointed to old Luke. Luke looks sexy in this comic book. He's got, his flight suit all Maverick style, like in Top Gun. He's got his tank top. He's a good-looking cat.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of his look from Dagobah. He does that kind of. I mean, he's not in Dagobah. He's all covered in junk and stuff.
Yeah, he looks like trash in Dagobah.
Yeah.
But he's not really wearing the flight suit that much in Dagobah. He's already switched it out to like whatever clothes he was wearing underneath it. Then underneath that, he has the tank top.
Right.
Like his Bespin outfit is essentially what he's wearing in Dagobah. But yeah, I like the look. Mara Jade she better build up her defenses because.
What? Somebody mentioned that her last name is Skywalker related.
Oh, that was a whoopsie. Yeah, but yeah, I think these two got quite a future.
Yep. Well, not anymore, but
yeah.
Once upon a time,
mean that she will die at some point.
Sure.
Okay, Luke Skywalker is like the Grim freaking Reaper when it comes to ladies.
Yeah.
But oh well. But that's going to be it. That's all I got for this episode.
Yeah, we're done, I think.
Cool. Join us tomorrow as we look at Star Wars Legacy number 38. From Star Wars Comics Daily, I'm Matt Wood.
And I'm Brian Keown.
And until tomorrow, may the Force be with you.